All right, so right here, and this just saying right here, semilunar valves of ventricles in diastole and filling. And I'm just what I told you. Ventricle, look at this. Ventricular systole. Now notice I said, okay, here's systole. Look, y'all. That's systole. At the beginning, the pressure causes the shutting of the AV valves. That's tricuspid and mitral. This is the, notice in bold print, this is the first heart sound. This is the first heart sound. All right, now right here, the period of rising pressure. Rising pressure where? In the ventricles. Period of rising pressure. When it first does this, look, first the AV valve snaps shut. Period of rising pressure. Rising pressure where? In the ventricles. When the pressure rises in the ventricles, when it exceeds the pressure in the arteries, now when I say artery, pulmonary artery and aorta, blood rushes into those arteries. Those semilunar valves go. You don't hear them. When you hear them is when they snap shut. Okay, so right here, both valves are closed there. Right here, semilunar valves open when the pressure in the ventricles exceeds that in the arteries. Blood spurts into the pulmonary artery and the aorta. Beginning of ventricular diastole. All right, now then. In other words, when the pressure falls below that in the arteries, diastole, then those semilunar valves snap shut. You're not going to have to diagram this down. You will have to know, though, what causes the snapping shut of the AV valves. What causes it? What causes the snapping shut of the semilunar valves? What causes the sounds? And you're going to need to know that. You're really going to need to know that. You're definitely going to have some questions over circulation of blood through the heart. You need to know where the blood goes. From the right atrium to the right ventricle, out the pulmonary semilunar valve, into the pulmonary trunk. I accepted either pulmonary trunk or pulmonary artery. Most of you put, technically that's really, as I told y'all the other day, that's technically the pulmonary trunk. If you put pulmonary artery, I'll give you credit. Technically though, when blood comes out the the right ventricle, it's going into the pulmonary trunk. The pulmonary trunk divides into the left and right pulmonary arteries. If you put pulmonary artery though, I will definitely count it right. But technically it's the trunk of the pulmonary trunk. And so, and I'm afraid I got to thinking back on that. I didn't make that really clear when we were going over it. I was so excited we found some good pulmonary stuffs there. Anyway, so either one you put. Now the period of falling pressure, the ventricles continue to relax. When they continue to relax, then the atria start into systole, and when the pressure in the ventricles becomes less than that in the atria, the AV valves open and blood spurts into the ventricles. And so right here, the tricuspid and bicuspid valve are still closed because the pressure in the ventricles is still higher. And all I do, blood flows from veins into the relaxed atria. Tricuspid valve, there it is. They open what? When the pressure in the atria is higher than that in the relaxing ventricles. Blood flows into the ventricles. That's just kind of showing it. You can't tell much from that. I mean, you have to sit there and look at that. You have to look at it for 30 minutes to really get into that thing. There's systole, systole, period of ejection, and so forth. There's the ejection where? Ejection, that's going into the pulmonary artery. Pulmonary, that's going into the aorta. Diastole, the valves are closed. Semilunar valves, AV valves are closed. Passive ventricular filling. All right, diastole, active in the nose. The valves open when the blood is moving from the superior vena cava, inferior vena cava, and so forth from the lungs, and these valves are going to open. And, it's the same thing I went over with you. They're going to open. The valves. It's all a pressure thing. It's a pressure deal. It's all about pressure. That's what it's all about. And so that's it's just in these situations. So now so much for that. Look over that. We'll review back over it. Now let me go over this on autonomic control real quick. This was on the HESI test. One of the girls. This was one of the questions on the test. This one question she mentioned to me right here. The autonomic control right here. Look at this. Cardio accelerator center. Pathway involved in the medulla, sympathetic nerves, SA node, AV node, myocardium. Now, cardio accelerator center, CAC, where is it? Medulla oblongata, the medulla. All right, sympathetic nerves, SA node, AV node, myocardium. Now that works to accelerate the heart rate. That's the cardio accelerator. It does do that. However, We talked about Billy Joe Hart in this class, didn't we? With his heart transplant. Or I teach 3 different classes, and I forget what I mentioned in all of them. Was it in this class or my 2401 I talked about this? Maybe it wasn't in here. Did I mention Bill Hart? Okay. But anyway, so he had an implanted heart, so he didn't have this hookup. This hookup wasn't there. So his heart rate was depending on the SA node. All right, but anyway, you and I have a cardio-accelerated cardio-inhibitory that plays a role. All right, so right here, cardio-accelerated. This causes nerves to release norepinephrine, which increase the rate of the heartbeat and the strength of contraction because of its effect on the SA node. That's what it does. The norepinephrine, the beta blockers, everybody, the beta blocker, blood pressure, atenolol. And we'll talk about some beta blockers. The beta blockers have an effect on the SA node. And so they say, so Leachman was telling me, a low dosage of a beta blocker plus a low dosage of a ACE inhibitor type medication supposedly will have a positive effect if there's any AFib, supposedly, according to what Leachman was telling me the other day. We'll see. I don't know. All right, but anyway, there's that. And so there's that does that. Cardio-inhibitory medulla, the vagus nerve, SANA. This causes release of acetylcholine, cholinergic, that tends to slow things down. Epinephrine, adrenergic. Have you ever heard of cholinergic, adrenergic? You ever heard those terms before, ever? Cholinergic, adrenergic. Adrenergic has to do with epinephrine. That speeds up. Cholinergic has to do with acetylcholine. That slows down. Once again, see acetylcholine? Sometimes they say it's a cholinergic nerve. Cholinergic for acetylcholine, that has a slowing, a calming. The adrenergic is like epinephrine, that has an accelerating type effect. And so right here it kind of slows down the contraction, strength of contraction. Now presoreceptors, I just mentioned these to you because you might see them. The carotid sinus reflex, concerned with maintaining normal blood pressure to the brain. This is kind of interesting. When I was a kid, and even I used to stock shelves in my dad's grocery store. I mean, he had me down there stocking shelves. So I'd be down like this, you know, like you're putting canned goods in the shelf, dusting the shelf out, looking at the clock, and doing it, you know. All right, and I'd be hungry. All right, hey, come here a minute. Come to the front. I might jump up like this. You've all done it. Ooh, you ever done that before?
Oh, like you get up too fast?
Yes, ma'am. You ever done that before? And you think, huh? That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. When you get up too fast, sometimes, when you get up too fast, carotid sinus reflex, concerned with maintaining normal blood pressure to the brain. Sometimes you get up faster, or something happens faster than this registers right here. Carotid artery, carotid sinus reflex, and the blood pressure of the brain temporarily drops, and you, wow. Or blood pressure medications will do this. If the blood pressure medication is a little strong, your blood pressure is too low, and you might you just get out of bed in the morning, get up, oh, man, look, you know? So that's the carotid sinus reflex, concerned with normal blood pressure to the brain.